Good morning and welcome to the craft room. I don't know about you, but Anzac Day is a special day in this household. So this morning, well before dawn, we were up ready to head off to the dawn service. We've gone for the gunfire breakfast and now we're back home watching it on the TV. This afternoon will be football because it's always the Essendon game, which my husband is a keen follower of. So Anzac Day holds a special place in our hearts, not just because of the name of the day, but also because Alan's mother and father were both serving armed forces members, and I was a carer for a gentleman who was a lifetime soldier who started when he was 16 in the Second World War and went right through till the end of the Vietnam War. So we have had a lot to do with service people, service men and women, and what Anzac Day means. So to join you today is a very special day for us. Now, I haven't checked. I should check we are going live in the right place. Looks like we are, so that's good. I do have on today, these are the gentleman I looked at after, just some of his medals. I have the miniatures he sent to me. His family have the originals and also his military cross and those sorts of things. He was well recognised and got a knighthood for all he did. So it's with great fondness that we remember Sir Harry today, and also Alan's mother and father, along with many others that have fought and looked after us. That's all I wanted to say. Today's about crafting, but I did want to acknowledge how important today is. So we're going to get down to the desk and have a look at what we're crafting with. We're going to use the product of the month. Now I'm just going to turn you down to have a look at that. Let's get down there. This is the product of this month. Now that means that if you spend $125, you can buy this for just $9. And I did show it earlier on the page. This is the die, and we're going to use it today. And we're going to, I haven't cleaned it out properly, I've just noticed, but that's all right. We're going to use it today, and we're going to make a card, but that's going to be the background. We need something in the foreground. So I've chosen this bundle to go with it called Springtime Scenes. Now I know it's not spring here in Australia, it's autumn. But these lovely leaves give a bit of an autumn feel, and I'm only going to use Sending Lots of Sunshine, which I think is a very nice saying for today. It's a nice term of support for someone, and love, support and love, sending lots of sunshine, and I think that's a lovely sentiment for today. So I'm using the leaves and some of the other things out of this die set. So enough talking, let's get into it. As I said, don't forget this one, $125 spend, you get this, but only to the end of this month, and then it disappears. It's one of those wonderful things. Well, probably you can still get it if it hasn't sold out, but once it'll go to last chance, and then that'll be it. And it is a fabulous die, and I'll show you that. We're going to get straight in, and the first thing I'm going to do is cut a piece for this, and we'll pull that through, pull the big shot across. Big shot, that's even the old words. I've gone backwards in time thinking of thinking of the past today. We'll grab the cut and emboss machine, and we'll do this first. So let's bring it across. And this I'm just going to pop this right in the middle. Now if I put it here you can see, and I'm just going to pop that in the middle of the die, the paper. I want it fairly straight because it sort of gives lines of flowers and things, so let's try and make it reasonably straight. Pop that on there, and we're going to push it through. Now I'm going to have to hold it because being such a big die, it's tight to get through. Once you get it going, it's easier. Right. We'll pull this off and back over here, out of the road for the minute. Now, I found it sticks to the die, and I use my pick and I just peel it up a bit at the top. And once you start to get enough and get your hand under it, you can peel it off. Now, I do have a couple of things to show you about this. You can use it just like this, but not all those dots have come out, so you have to go through and push. You could use it without the dots coming out, and it just makes that lovely, if I hold it up, impression. For my look, I want all the dots out, so I'd have to go through and press them all out. That will take us a little bit because there's so many of them. The other thing you can do is you can cut around the edge, which I started to on this one. Haven't even pressed the dots out of this one. So that gives you a nice edge piece. You can do it just at the top and bottom even, which looks nice. I haven't finished this one off either, but there's the bottom bit, which it gives a lovely edge. And I was going to do that, but then I decided I needed the whole thing to fill the card I'm making in, or fill the space in, because I wanted more of the white than the Secret Sea background. So I have, so that we're not sitting here for 10 minutes, me poking these little dots out. I poked one out earlier, or actually last night. Didn't have time this morning as we're rushing for dawn services and things. And that's what we've got. And I think that looks fantastic. Now that's not bad for a $9 die. And you can do any colours. I love having the white with the dark behind it, but you could do it white on white and you still get this fabulous look. White on white is a fabulous look. So there's a lot you could do with this die. You could cut shapes out and then emboss them, all sorts of things. But today I'm just using the whole die. Now the card I'm going to make today using, that's this die, so we'll put that aside. The card I'm going to make today using this was inspired by another demonstrator. I saw what she has done and I thought, oh, that's really pretty. She didn't use this die or the colours I'm using, but she did use this bundle here. So I'm going to use some of these dies. So we'll grab some out. Oh no, we'll use this one. We want flowers and circles and leaves. And more circles. and then we're going to stamp the greeting. So what do we need? I want to take, our card base is going to be Night of Navy. So let me just fold that. So that's nicely folded and square. And we're going to put this on top. So we'll do that step first. We'll get our glue, because this is going to need a few minutes to attach. Only because it's got so many holes and bumps on the back. So I'm just, you want to use your glue sparingly, because you don't want it to come through. And I'm just going up where I know there's not so many holes. And if it comes out, I'm going to use a wipe. But that should hold it in place. And I'm going to pop a block on top so that it dries flat. And while that's drying, I'm going to work out what I'm cutting out. I want to cut out a circle, so we have plenty of space cutting out a few at the same time. We'll cut that piece off. I'd like to cut out a bit of white. Will that fit for the label? That'll fit. Using up any scraps I've got, I'm trying to. And I would like this leaf. No, I'm actually going to cut these two out of here. So that might have to be that full size. Yes. So we'll cut those two out of that. I'm going to cut a leaf out of the dark. I'm going to cut a flower out of this colour. Now you might be going, what is that colour? This is her hydrangea hue. This is one of our new colours that is coming next month. We're nearly there. So a bit of a hint on some of the new colour. And I'm going to cut out a tiny little piece of this for my flower centre. So we have leaves and flowers. We're going to put all this over here so I can bring in the big cut and emboss machine. And hopefully we can do it in 2 runs. We'll move that so it's that way. We'll bring this back in. Oh. We'll do this now. The colours, just so that you know what I'm using. The colours are, this is Old Olive. And I'm cutting 2 circles in Old Olive. So we'll put that aside and I can show you that when we have a look at all of them. Oh, is it going to... This might get a bit stuck on. Yeah, I might have to give it a scrape. All the bits are coming out on the plate. So I'm just going to use the other plate and scrape that down into the rubbish bin below. Right, that's that load. We'll go back here because it's easier. It's easier for me to go that way. So we have our flower, our leaf. Don't even need that much. I can cut that bit off and save us some room up here. We have our circle, our centre of our flower. I was going to give you the colours, wasn't I? The hydrangea hue, mossy meadow, crumb cake, and secret sea. Now these colours, I have based all this on my favourite paper and use colours that are in that favourite paper. And I'll get the name of that in a sec. Let's get this through. I should have had that paper out to tell you. I'll just take these 2 plates off. Put this aside. Here's this paper that I've based it all on. And it is called Delicate Dreams. So if I bring out a sheet of it that has the whole lot on it, this is where I've based it. Now this has another colour called Granite Grey in it that I didn't use, but I've used crumb cake, hydrangea hue, mossy meadow, secret sea, and the white. Based solely on this paper is how I chose my colours for this card. Now, if you're doing crafting and you're not sure what colours go together, you can always check what colours Stampin' Up have already put together with their designer series paper. So we have that one. Let's get all these dies into this bowl today so we don't lose them all. This one's a beauty. It cuts out the outer and the inner. So I've got 2 circles. I've got a leaf. Where's my... I did have it. Oh, it's under there. Part of crafting is spending time looking for what you've had in your hand 2 minutes ago. So I've got 1 leaf, and I did prepare, and I think I've lost them. They're over here. They're over here, she said. I'm not that organised, am I? I already had 1 leaf cut out for you. And then I have a flower. And look at that. It's got all those lines in it all ready for us. So it makes such a pretty flower. And a centerpiece. So that's going to go on top. And we'll just get rid of all those bits. And I already have over here 2 more flowers and 2 more centerpieces, so that we're not spending all our day cutting. So, and then we've cut out this set of leaves. I'll just push out a few more bits from the middle. This is so pretty. Isn't that pretty? Get that out of the road. So it's just leaves. If I bring it up, doesn't that look gorgeous? Oh, pardon me. And then we'll just push out these pieces and have a look at this one. those bits off. And we'll do the same. We'll bring this over and show you this one, because this one's just as pretty. Oh, there's another piece stuck to it. There we go. Look at that. I love these little detailed die cuts. It gives you a chance to make such gorgeous cards. So we have our card base with our lovely, lovely background created with the Eyelet Blooms $9 die. And then we're going to start putting these pieces on. And I'm going to start with putting on that circle. So we'll get our glue happening. And it's amazing how quickly and easy this card will come together. I was really impressed with how easy it was, but effective. And we don't want it up too high, actually. And then we're going to pop. Now, these you could cut out with adhesive backing and it would make your life easier. I didn't, so I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on 4 spots so this gets held in place. And pop it down. And because it's leaking a bit of glue and I haven't done any stamping, a wet wipe will pick up any excess glue. Now, the next bit I'm going to pop on is this one. And I'm going to pop that up there so you can see all that lovely detail of leaf. So again, we're going to pop bits of glue. And again, these 2 green ones, the old olive green, would have been ideal for adhesive sheet behind. Would have made my life a lot easier. But I didn't even think of it until after I started. So again, we'll just dab them down in places. And then this one, we're just going to pop over here too. So it's sort of on top, but I want it more over here. So I'm just layering all these circles on top of each other. And again, I'm just going to dab some glue around, well, around 4 parts on the side. And then a couple of bits in the middle, just to make sure. We've got some big long bits in here that we can put glue on just to hold it all down. And I'm just going to, I want it down a bit further. Hold that down there. And that's all glued down. Now, the next thing I want to do is my stamp. And I think I haven't even thought about what I'm going to put in the middle, but I need to put a piece in the middle. We'll put that over. So I'm going to cut, normally I could do a piece of the designer series paper, so I could take a piece of this and cut it off and put it on. Should I? Maybe I should. But I'm thinking, what stamps do we have? We've got this lovely leaf stamp that's very similar to this. So I could stamp that on the inside. The flower's not quite the same. I don't really need those, or I could put a big leaf, but I think I'll use that one. I'm just now got my thoughts of, should I put a little piece of that? I could. I'll try. It means I'm going to have to do, I'm just looking where I've pulled out a lot of dots already. A lot of the inner part. How about that? It's only a few to pull out. And if I was really clever, you can see why I wasn't going to do this, a whole sheet of this on camera. It's a bit of a slow process. In fact, I'll get rid of this, but I've decided I need to put a bit of Secret C behind, about 3 centimetres worth. So let's get some Secret C paper. Thinking on the fly I am. Is this wide enough? I need it 10. No, definitely not. I need a piece that's 10 centimetres wide. I might have to get a piece this way. By 3. Okay. Pop this out of the road. And while I'm popping these out, let me just give you a bit of information that's coming up. If you're local or near Ballarat and want to come along, you need to put a save the date into your diary for a launch event of the new catalogue that's coming. And that date's going to be a Saturday afternoon, the 23rd of May. And we're going to have a bit of a come and try. We have new stamp sets, so come and try and see what they're like. We have new dies that are coming that are what's called impression dies, so that they actually look 3D after you've cut them out. So again, that's something new to try. There's going to be new colours to play with. If you've never tried the Stamp and Positioner, we'll have that available for you to try. So there's a whole range of things that are coming that are new. And I thought, what better way for you to understand what they're like if you come and actually have a play with them. So that's going to be the 23rd of May. So if you want to come along, get in touch with me. I will be sending information out. I am only going to offer this. There's going to be some fabulous prizes and things. And I'm only offering it to the first 10 people that register and pay. It's going to be the same price as a class. And that's $30. So it's a bit of a bonus for you to come and have a try. And that way, if there's something new that you want to have a look at and see, you can come and have a look at what it is and see and have a bit of a play with it so that you know what it's like. Now, I've gone on and finished that so that that now matches there. We've poked all the holes out and I've put the Secret C behind it so it matches the front of the card. Let's get our stamp mat in. And I haven't got Mossy Meadow out, so I think we need to get that out as well. And a stamp. I didn't plan this. Often I have things ready because I know what I'm going to use. And I didn't have this ready because I hadn't thought about the inside of the card last night. So we're just going to ink this up. Now I find my stamps a little bit dry at the moment, so I stamp it in several spots. You can see it's a bit faint. I don't know where the best patch of ink is, so I'll give it a good stamp all over. And there we go. That'll match the front. And I'm going to bring out Secret C. And stamp my greeting in Secret C. So again, we'll take that off for inside now. And my greeting I said I was using was sending lots of sunshine. So we're just going to stamp that. I want it more that way. You'll see why in a minute. Right to the edge. So let's pop our inside of the card in. And while that dries for a minute, we'll grab our dimensionals. So first of all, I've got both mini and large here, and you'll see why. Oh, we can do this bit first, because this will take a second to dry. I'm just going to put a dot of glue in the centre of each flower and pop the centrepiece on and get it where I want it. And you can see that was way too much glue. So we'll just dab that off. See if we can get a smaller dot now. It's a fairly new glue, so it comes out a bit fast. That's much better. And lucky last. Come on. Well, that's a bit much, I think. Yeah. There we go. So we'll put the lid back on that. Hi Alison, I'm glad you're watching. It's nice to have people join in. You're welcome to jump on and say hi to me. Right. Now that's dry, let's pop this on. I'm going to pop it about here. So it's sort of in the centre of the crumb cake, or the brown circle that's underneath. And then I'm going to pop these flowers on with one dimensional behind them. I feel like I'm all fingers and thumbs today. And this one. There. So I've got my flowers on. Now don't forget, this has only got a few more of actual dimensionals there, but all these edge bits are worth keeping and using too. And you can see I've already used the edge bits on here. And if I use the mini ones, they are easier to fit onto the leaves. If you don't have mini ones, you can cut your bigger ones, or ideally these edge pieces are fantastic for leaves as well. So we'll pop a couple more on this one. Now, you've just got to be careful pulling these off, that you don't tear your leaves off. I have done that before with petals and things. And I'm going to pop this one coming up here, like so. And this one. And we'll pop him coming down here so it joins it all together. And because these are flexible, you can bend it in any direction you want. Now to finish off, I'm actually going to bring in a new product. This is coming. These are they call these the In Colour 2026-28 In Colour dots. Little hint on the colours that are coming. Let's see if I can remember them. Peaceful Pine, Hydrangea Hue, Crisp Cantaloupe, Golden Glow and Barely Blush. I'm using the Hydrangea Hue, just the small ones, in the centre of my flower. I love this colour. I'm going to go through so much of this blue colour, Hydrangea Hue. It's my favourite. And that's my card for today. So it's, although the set says springtime in its title, and it's got things that you might associate with spring, it's ideal to change your colours around and make it autumn leaves. It's a beautiful set. I love the ladybug, and I love this giant leaf, and these circles just make life so easy to put a card together. So I hope that's inspired you, and then of course inside the card, very easily done. And of course, our background is made with this die. And as I said, $120, and you can buy this for $9. And it doesn't take that much. Buy a bundle, some nice paper, and you're virtually there. All right, so if you've got any questions or you want to know how to get this die so you too can make the card or the background like this, give me a call, send me a message, or jump on my page, my Facebook page, and use the shop link, and you can get on and get this for yourself. I think it's fantastic. I love what I've been able to create with it, and I hope you do too. I will catch you next week. We're going to be playing with a lot of new stuff next week because we've got a new catalogue coming. All right, I'm looking forward to catching up with you then. Let's come back to me. Right now, we're going to be off to the march, if it's still going, and then off to lunch and watching the football, the 2-up, all those things that are part of Anzac Day. You have a lovely day. Enjoy sunshine if you've got it where you are, and I'll look forward to catching up with you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.